Firefighters. What is a firefighter? A firefighter is someone who helps in an emergency. A firefighter's main job is to put out fires. When a fire starts, a team of firefighters rushes to the fire. The firefighters use hoses, ladders, and other equipment to put out the fire. They rescue people trapped by fire, too. Firefighters help with other emergencies. They rescue people after accidents, such as car crashes. They also help people trapped in floods or on cliffs by the sea. Ready and waiting. Firefighters wait at the fire station until they are needed for an emergency. While they wait, they clean and repair their fire engines and other equipment. They also practice their firefighting skills. When an emergency call comes in, the firefighters leap into action. They jump in their fire engines as fast as they can. The engines zoom out of the fire station. They race toward the emergency. The drivers turn on the flashing lights and loud sirens to warn people to get out of the way. Firefighter fact. Some fire stations have a metal pole that firefighters slide down to get to their fire engines quickly. Training to fight fires. Firefighters train for months before they are allowed to tackle fires. They learn how to work hoses, pumps, ladders, and all sorts of other equipment. They learn how fires start and how to put fires out. They also learn first aid and how to find people who have been trapped by fire. Firefighters have to be brave and fit. They learn how to work in places where it is very hot and smoky. They also learn to be part of a firefighting team. Firefighters train with real fires. Sometimes firefighters set fire to empty old buildings. Then they fight the fire to practice using their equipment. And the caption says, "A firefighter learns to run through flames." Special clothes. Firefighters wear tough jackets and pants as well as thick gloves when they tackle fires. The clothes are made from special materials that do not catch fire even if flames touch them. They are also waterproof. Firefighters always wear helmets to protect their head. They wear waterproof boots, too. When a firefighter goes into a building full of smoke, he or she wears a breathing apparatus. The apparatus is a mask connected to a tank of air. It helps the firefighter breathe. Firefighter fact. A firefighter's clothing and equipment can weigh more than 50 pounds, which is 22.5 kilograms. Fire engines. A firefighter's truck is called a fire engine. The fire engine carries firefighters from the fire station to an emergency. It also carries hoses, ladders, and all other equipment that firefighters need. Some fire engines have a turntable ladder which can go high in the air and move around. This helps firefighters reach the flames with water. Making a plan. When firefighters arrive at an emergency, they jump out ready for action. The head firefighter quickly makes a plan and tells the other firefighters what to do. Some firefighters unload the ladders. Other firefighters unroll long hoses. A hose connects to the fire engine's pump. Where do firefighters get water? Sometimes their fire engine has a water tank inside it. In towns, they can get water from hydrants. In the country, sometimes they take water from rivers or ponds. Opening a hydrant for water. Putting out flames. Firefighters pour water on fires to cool down the fire and put out the flames. Water cannot put out burning oil or gas. The oil or gas will float on the water and keep burning. Firefighters put out oil or gas fires with foam. Water comes out of a nozzle at the end of a hose. Firefighters have to hold the nozzle tightly. The force of the water rushing out of the hose can push them backwards. And the caption says, "A firefighter sprays foam on burning tires." Firefighter fact. Some big buildings have sprinklers in every room. If there is a fire, the sprinklers go off and spray water on the flames. Into the smoke. Sometimes firefighters have to go into buildings that are on fire. They go in buildings to put out flames or to rescue people who are trapped inside. The rooms may be full of smoke. Smoke makes people cough and choke. The caption says, a firefighter wearing her breathing apparatus. Breathing equipment helps firefighters breathe in smoky places. It also protects them if the smoke is poisonous. Masks keep the smoke out of their eyes. Smoke can make it hard to see. The smoke also makes it hard for firefighters to find people who may be trapped. They look through a special camera that helps them find people in the smoke. A fireman uses a camera to search for people in smoke. Rescue. Firefighters also help people in need of rescue. They take people to safe places. Sometimes people get trapped in their cars after an accident. Firefighters use tools called cutters and spreaders to get them out. A cutter is like a giant pair of scissors. It slices through the tough metal of a car. A spreader pushes the metal apart. Firefighters use boats to carry people away from flooded homes. They use ropes to rescue people from rivers or cliffs. Fighting wildfires. Fires in forests are called wildfires. They can be hard to reach. Firefighters use off-road fire engines that can drive over rough ground. Sometimes specially trained firefighters wear parachutes and jump from planes to reach a wildfire. Wildfires in forests spread quickly because trees and forests are close together. To try to stop a fire, firefighters cut down the trees to make spaces between them. Firefighters can use helicopters to drop water on a wildfire. Fighting a forest fire in California. Fire fact: on a windy day, a wildfire can burn through a forest faster than a person can run. Special firefighting jobs. All airports have a team of firefighters and special fire engines. The team is always ready for action when aircraft are taking off and landing in case there is an emergency. An airport fire engine has a huge nozzle on the top that sprays foam onto burning fuel. Some firefighters work on special boats. These are like fire engines at sea. The firefighters put out fires in buildings along the shore. They also out fires on ships and oil rigs. A firefighting boat rushes to a fire. Firefighter fact: firefighting teams in airports practice their skills by setting fire to old aircraft. Firefighters in the past. Hundreds of years ago, firefighters used fire carts. They pulled the carts through the street to reach a fire. Then they pumped water through hoses by hand. In some cities, people called fire wardens watched for fires from tall towers. Most buildings were made of wood, which burns easily. Buildings were very close together, so flames could jump from one building to the next. If a fire grew too big, the firefighter could not put it out. Sometimes fires destroyed hundreds of houses. There was a huge fire in London in 1666. Firefighters tore down buildings to try and stop flames from spreading. Firefighter fact: the first firefighters worked in the city of Rome in Italy about 2,000 years ago. Fire safety. Most fires start by accidents, such as when cooking oil catches fire or when electric wires break. Sometimes burning cigarettes start fires. Firefighters tell people how to prevent these kind of accidents. They also tell people to put up smoke detectors. They teach people how to use fire extinguishers. Firefighters visit homes, schools, offices, and factories to talk about fire safety. And we have a glossary. Breathing apparatus, a mask connected to an air tank that firefighters use when they fight a smoky fire. Cutter, a machine that cuts through metal like a pair of powerful scissors. Emergency, when someone needs help quickly for safety or health reasons. Equipment, things people use to do their job, such as a firefighter's hose and pumps. Fire extinguisher, a container of water or foam that is used to put out a small fire. Foam, a collection of many tiny bubbles. Hydrant, a pipe in the street from which firefighters can get water for their hoses. Nozzle, the pointed end of a pipe. Pump, a machine that pushes water or foam through a pipe. Siren, a piece of equipment that makes a very loud whirring noise to warn people of danger. Smoke detector, a machine that makes a loud alarm noise when it senses smoke from a fire. Spreader, a machine that pushes apart pieces of metal. Firefighters use spreaders to help rescue people trapped in their cars after an accident. Sprinkler, a piece of equipment that looks like a shower head and is attached to the ceiling of a room. A sprinkler sprays water when a fire starts there. Wildfire, a fire in a forest or out in the country. Winch, equipment that helps lift heavy things.